Hello everyone, it is August the 12th, 2020. This is Dr. Wes Fryer, and I would like to go through the steps of showing how you can create a self-grading assignment quiz in Google Classroom. I had a chance to work with one of our high school teachers earlier this week and went through a lot of these steps, and there are a couple things that can trip you up, and so I just wanted to go through these. It's been a while since I actually went into the process of doing a self-grading quiz. You used to have to do these in Google Forms separately, and now you can do that inside Google Classroom. So what I'm going to actually demonstrate to you is I have just handwritten a little quiz here. And that's what our high school teacher is wanting to do as well, not handwrite, but have separate documents that are the questions, and then simply use the form for students to submit multiple choice answers. So that's what I'm going to actually kind of model for you in a real easy format. So here on my iPhone, I'm going to open up this app called TurboScan, and what I did was I just used this to take a quick scan, a quick picture of this paper. One of the things that I found is that TurboScan works great, and it works better when you're trying to get pictures of documents than just using the camera. You can just use the camera, but a specific scanning app like this works even better. So I have taken my picture of my document. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tap here on the share icon, and then I could do this as a PDF. I'm actually just going to do it as a photo. So I'm saving it on my phone into my photo roll. And so what I need to do now is I need to put this into Google Drive. So I'm going to open up my Google Drive application, and I need to make sure that I am actually viewing this from my school account. And it's probably a good idea to go ahead and put this in the right folder. And so these folders right now, I guess, are sorted by date. And I think I thought I had one that said academics for the year, and I'm not seeing that. So choose the folder that you're going to want, or you can create a folder. See, I don't think it was refreshed because I've made a new folder here. So yay, there it is, 2020-21 academics. Because it has a number first, it just pops up first. And so this is something for my Spanish class, and so I'm going to go ahead and put it in that folder. I'm going to tap on plus, and I'm going to say upload, and then I'm going to choose photos and videos. And so now I can choose from my recent items. There is my document there. It doesn't have a very good name right now, so I could go ahead and rename it. When I tap on the three dots here, one of my choices is to rename, and so I will just call this quiz, if I can spell quiz right. I'm going to call it quiz test. I could call it quiz 1 or whatever it is I want to call it, but that's going to make it easier to find. And so now I'm actually done with my phone. And what I'm going to do instead of being on my phone is I'm going to come over here to my Chrome browser. Let me see if I can actually minimize that. So I'm going to come over to Chrome, and I want to go to Google Classroom. So I'm going to open up my Google Classroom. I don't have any students in this class yet, so this is just practicing, getting things ready. I'm going to go to classwork, and what I want to create here is actually a quiz assignment. So the benefit of doing this is going to be able to be a self-grading quiz that students are going to be able to take. So I'm going to call this Spanish Geography Quiz 1. And this is really important. I need to leave this box checked for grade importing. And what that's going to do is automatically, when the students submit this form, it's going to bring the scores right into Google Classroom for me. So when I want to edit this quiz, I click here where it says blank quiz. I'm going to go ahead and give it a name in both cases. So I'll call this Spanish Geography Quiz 1. And I'm going to go ahead and put that up here on the top. So my file name is that as well. And this is just telling me that there's a locked mode on Chromebooks, which is kind of cool for quizzing. Now here's where the Google Drive part comes in. So when I'm here in Google Classroom and I want to use this as a self-grading quiz, I cannot add anything else as an attachment to this particular assignment. That's really important. If you do, then it's not going to work properly. So you've got to find a different way to put files in here. So this is where I'm going to go to my Google Drive, and there's my quiz test that I just had. I need to make sure, by the way, this is shared appropriately because students are not going to be able to see it if it doesn't have the right sharing properties. So ideally, I can just have that in a folder that's already shared. Right now, it's not shared for anybody. So I've just changed that so that anybody who's logged in at our school is going to be able to view it. So that's going to work because the students are going to be logged in to Google Classroom. So yay, now this file is basically ready. I'm going to tap on, I guess share, I should have done this before. I need to go ahead and get the link. So I'm going to copy the link. And so this is the link that I'm going to put here in the description. Please open this link in a new tab to view the questions. Okay? And I'm going to paste that in. So Google is going to make that a link. When students click on it, it should open automatically in another tab. And they're going to be able to have their questions over here, and then they're going to have their answer sheet here. Now you can go ahead and completely create your quiz from scratch here in the form. But what I'm going to be doing here is I'm just going to basically be able to duplicate this quiz repeatedly and just make this an A, B, C, D question. So I'm going to need to do a couple things here to make this work as a self-grading quiz. Well, I want to make this required. I need to click here on answer key. And so I'm going to make this worth 10 points. And then I need to indicate the correct answer, which in this case is going to be D. So I've got to do that for each one of my questions. I can go ahead and duplicate by clicking this box next to the trash can, and it's going to copy that. And so this is going to be question 2. And in this case, the correct answer, I need to click on answer key, is actually question A. All right, so oops, and I guess I could have more than one correct answer. I don't want to do that. I only have one correct answer. It's good to know. It is answer choice A. So I could have 10 questions, 20 questions, whatever I want. I'm just going to do this as an example. And so again, notice that I have named the quiz. I have put a link here, in this case to a separate image. That could be a PDF. It's a separate file that I want students to see. And in this case, I'm just doing, two questions. That's it, okay? So I am now ready to go back here to my quiz, and I can go ahead and invite my students to this. Now I'm going to have to put a student in here, which I have not done. So I've got a demo student account that I'm going to use. I could go ahead and put a topic. I'm going to make this due today. I think it's really good to go ahead and have due dates for most of the things that you put into Google Classroom. And the reason you're going to see in just a second when I log in is that it's going to pop up right on the home page of Google Classroom to show students, hey, you've got something that's due. So that's really good. Also, as a best practice, I like to go ahead and create topics. So let's just call this daily quizzes. And so that's going to be the topic here. Now, if I had students in here, realize that when I click assign, boom, that immediately sends an email out to all of my students. And if you're doing this in the evening or late or whatever, the weekend, if you're doing it at a time where you don't want, that email to go right out to students, click the little arrow beside it and you can choose to schedule this. So I could have this go out at exactly, 8 a.m. on Friday or whatever I want. But if I don't do that and I just click assign, students are going to get that email right away. All right. In this case, it's fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and click assign. And then this is going to go into my classroom. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you what this looks like from the student side. And I actually have created a little demo account here that I use for things like this when I need to see see this from the perspective of students. And so I want to go ahead and take this quiz just to verify that this all works, okay? Again, remember that when you are editing and when you're creating this, you can't attach anything else to that assignment quiz. It needs to just be by itself. And what I'm expecting here after I enter the class and I take this quiz is I'm expecting that this is going to say that I have one turned in. So I'm going to open up an incognito window now, and I'm going to go to Google Classroom, and I'm going to log in with that demo account. So we're going to see exactly what this looks like from the student perspective. All right, so now I'm logged in. I'm going to have an invitation. Would you like to join Spanish 5? Why, yes, I would. And I can go ahead and join it. Okay, and then let me go back to the home page to show you how it's nice. Look at that, due tomorrow, Spanish quiz. I guess I didn't say it was due today. I want to have that due date so that it pops up here. I don't have anything else in these other classes, but I do. And as a student, I could click right here and immediately go to that assignment. Now I'm going to minimize this just to show you how this changes for me. So if I refresh this page as a teacher, I should see that this has been assigned to one student. So yeah, look at that, because I have only one student in my class, but that's good. And now we're going to go back here to we're going to go back. I don't know if I'm having some trouble viewing that in my dock because of my little picture over there. Maybe I need to move my dock to the bottom of my screen. This is my first time actually to use this program Loom to do a screencast, and I like it so far. Okay, so here it is. I'm logged in as a student, and it gives me my quiz. So that's interesting. I just know this is why it's good to test it. Notice that it says this is worth 100 points. Well, that shouldn't be worth 100 points because I only have 20 points per question. So I'm going to need to edit the assignment as the teacher. So let me view the assignment, and I'm going to need to go to instructions. I've got to edit this, and I need to say that this is worth 20 points rather than just 100. Okay. Of course, it can also be ungraded if you want to. I haven't tried this locked mode on Chromebooks. That's interesting that they've added that. Yes, I want to update my point value. Okay, so now that looks a little bit better. Let me go back to my student view here, and if I reload or refresh the page, I should see, yes, 20 points. Okay, that looks fine. So I'm ready to click on this, and I guess I could have put instructions on there. Might have been a good idea to say, please click the link below to take the quiz, but anyway, that's the only thing students can do. Here it is, Spanish Geography Quiz number 1. Please open this link in a new tab to view the questions. So if I click that, I didn't do anything special. I simply clicked it and it popped open in a new window. And so this is a format. There's a lot of ways you can do this, but if I don't want to actually put all of my quiz questions, or maybe I have a paper-based quiz that I want students to be able to take, and I don't want to type that whole thing electronically into the quiz. Well, this is a way that I can use an answer key, and so I provide a copy, a photo or a scanned copy of it. So let's go ahead and take this quiz. Where is Machu Picchu? Okay, well, I know it's in Peru, but just because I want to get the wrong answer and show that for demonstration effect, let's say it was in Mexico, and I'll answer A. And question 2 says, where is Tikal? And now I'll know that's actually in Guatemala. I'll get that answer right. Let's see if that's how it's scored. If I want to, the student could send them send a copy of the responses to themselves, and they'll go ahead and click submit. And then look at this. This is cool. The student can view their score. Oh shoot, there was something I forgot to do on the setup. And they can also open up the assignment. So I'll go ahead and view the score. But look, yay, it did it all automatically. That's interesting. Yesterday when I was doing, or day before yesterday when I was doing this with a faculty member, we had to choose this option to record emails. Now it looks like it automatically was, which is perfect. So there it is. It says that my total points were 10 out of 20, and there it is. I got the first question wrong, and I got the second question right. So that's what I see as the student. I can also open the assignment. And I think by default, yeah, look at that. It actually submitted that to my teacher. So I'm going to minimize this and go away from the student view. And now I'm going to kind of go back in here as a teacher and take a look at what this is. So, look, now it says 0 assigned. There's 1 turned in. If I go ahead and click on it, then everything looks good, except I don't see the number here from that quiz. That's interesting. because I thought, oh, look at this. Okay, there's a button. This is why it's good to go through and test all this. Import grades. If I go ahead and click import, then it is going to import the grades and overwrite the current grades for this assignment. So I'll go ahead and click import. Look at this. Yay. What changed? Right here, it changed to say the grade. So these things are separate. Google has done a nice job bringing these things together, Google Forms and Google Classroom. But you do have to be careful of a few things, like not adding another attachment to the actual assignment in Google Classroom. And then in order to get the grades, we have to click import grades. All right? Yay, I'm so excited. So that has been a demonstration of a self-grading quiz in Google Classroom, and I am pretty excited to give that a try. If you're interested in finding some other instructional support resources, I would invite you to visit our publicly accessible website, which is support.cassidy.org, and you can find a bunch of other resources that we are creating and sharing for our teachers, as together, we are learning not only ways to support students in remote learning, but also in face-to-face and flex and blended and hybrid and all these other fancy words we have, which means students are in different places at different times, and we're using technology tools to both deliver ideas and instruction, interact with students, and then also assess them. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Good luck, and you can always reach out to me on Twitter. I am W. Fryer on Twitter if you have any questions or comments. Thanks.